Right, a very good afternoon to you all. This is Swishbone checking back in. I said that I was going to be going to downtown Atlanta today, but what happened was I basically went and did some grocery shopping at Aldi. I thought I might get some stuff in to drink. So after that, I then noticed there was a comic book store right next door to it. I go in and I find a copy of an old comic I really like. This. An ancient story of the Dark Phoenix saga from the X-Men. Yes, I am that much of a nerd. Having recently watched the kids series through again, they did this episode, but they really weren't able to do all the darkness of it because it was a kids show. So a lot of the themes that were touched in the comic aren't there. So I'm revisiting this. It's a nice thing. But now, because I've wasted my time here rather than going down to downtown Atlanta, I decided to scope around a bit more around the area. Now, first thing I did was it was boiling hot. I mean, if I get a look at the sky here, well, I'll have to turn around. As you can see, it's completely cloudless and it's just completely bright. There's barely any cloud in the sky. It's very, very hot. As a result, I found myself wanting to cool down, so I picked up one of these. It's an iced coffee. I haven't drank this for about 12 years. Last time I had this was when I was in Ciudad Real in Spain. One of the first times I went, the first time I was out in the country for a long time. So, yeah, throw back there for a moment. But what I did was, after this, I thought, well, I'd got some photos of that crossing which I videoed, and I said the footage came out too poor to show you. So I'm going to be putting those on my Facebook account for those of you who follow me. Those of you who want to see, you can also see it on my blog, allforyou.blogspot.com, where I'm going to be constantly doing my review of my trip here to Atlanta. Later on tonight I am going over to the Waverly Renaissance Hotel, and I have got a photo of that I'm going to be showing around along with the Cobb Galleria later on. But what I want to share with you all now is the reason why you can see all these trees and everything behind me is we are outdoors, and I've just come across this absolutely beautiful place. Take a look at this. Isn't that absolutely stunning? If you could zoom right in, I'll zoom in for you. Look at this beautiful water fountain. You've got these awesome mixture of trees that are many different species. I'm not an expert on trees, so I'm not going to pretend what they are. I feel right now that I've stepped well out of the city and gone up into the higher mountains somewhere. And these kind of spots are what I always saw in those old videos showing the best of America. You always had someone like Kojak going, and now when you come down to this state, you can see the vast areas of wildlife we have on offer. You get all those kind of commentaries, and I won't insult any more Americans that are reviewing this by taking the piss out of you, because you guys have been brilliant to me. So yeah, I've seen those videos when I was a kid, and this is the kind of spot it just reminds me of. But to show you that I've not cheated, check it out. Right there is the highway and the skyscrapers of Atlanta. Literally over the side of this tree line, you can see the city again. You can see, well, Smyrna where I'm at, but then you can also see the big four-way and things. So I've literally just stepped over the border out into a different area, and I'm absolutely loving it. So I'm actually not going into downtown Atlanta now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read this comic at this spot, and if I've got loads of hours to burn, I'm going back to my hotel, picking up a book and coming back here to carry on reading, because this is gorgeous. And because of the day and the temperatures and everything else, I see no reason why I should hurry along and be just like every other tourist asking to go all the big must-see spots. For me, this is a must-see spot. This is the kind of place I always wanted to come to, and I found one right on my doorstep. I'm a really lucky guy. I'm going to sign off, and you'll hear from me all again later on tonight or early tomorrow morning, depending on when I vlog next. Thank you all very much. Goodbye.